Yeah, it's been a crying time and a fun time. My husband died Monday or Sunday, so we had tears all over the place. But the rest of the week is my son's birthday's today. It's another reason I'm here.
Ah, happy birthday to him. How old is he?
49.
Ah, a young gun. Actually, no, not that far behind me.
Jeez.
Next year will be the big 5-0 for him.
No, I'll be back up. Let's see.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, hello, Jen Jen. Good morning, Samantha. Thank you all for sharing my live. Thank you, Custom Sweet Treats. So glad to have everyone here this morning. I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. I appreciate you. Good morning, Tia. Hello, hello. All right, let's start off with some. Y'all know we're going to get some card readings going on until we get a group of people in here. I just popped on. Y'all are good. All right, good morning, Jazz. This card reading is for Jen Jen. She says she hasn't been here in a while. I don't know. Maybe they're all running together. I thought I had seen her recently, or maybe it was another person. So many people have similar names. All right, Miss Jen. The first card we have is the Three of Pentacles. The 3 is really about forces coming together when it comes to solid structures within your life. This can be work, it can be, and that's what I'm feeling this is related to. So as I tab them, cards, I could have the same card for someone else and I would feel the meaning was different. She was on her honeymoon. Italy, Greece, and Germany. I want to go to Greece. Oh my goodness. I so want to go to Greece. I've never been there. Okay. Italy was wonderful. Okay. This is really about the power of 3 coming together when it comes to your solid structures here on earth. Like I said, sometimes this is related to work. Sometimes it isn't. This is about work and your home, and it's just a whole group of things that is changing in your life. It's like, oh really, what's changing? You are changing. You are taking your ambition, your energy, your motivation, everything about you right now, Jen, is changing. You're really coming into a sense of self when it comes to how you react in relationships. This is, you are starting to understand your own value. Now that is a lifelong process. When I say that to Jen, I don't want her to think, oh, I'm there. You know, we are constantly all changing, and it's a lifelong process of truly understanding who we are at each phase of our life. But you're really starting to come into your own. You're also starting to get a huge balance in your life. Looking back, your life, lately I'm seeing over the last year, it was just kind of all over the place and a little bit rocky. Not always in a bad way, but you as a person are changing. Everything about you is changing. Your energy, your motivation, your ambition. You're really starting to come into your own, and you're starting to get a sense of balance. I can feel you're kind of like, now, just because I say that I feel her kind of relaxing doesn't mean she's not stressed. We can have an internal relaxation, but then be relaxed at the same time, if that makes sense. Like she said something about her, because I see her changing. Whenever you're in a point in your life where you're changing, you're going to feel a certain amount of stress, but you can still be at peace with that stress, if that makes sense. Thank you, Jen. Thank you. I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. I appreciate you this morning. Good morning, V. Good morning. All right. Are you guys ready or able to see in my comments? Oh, I was not really looking. When I look up, let's see. Was I seeing Jess's comments? I'm not seeing a lot from you, Jess. I see Sissy sharing like crazy. Jen, Sarah.
I don't see Jess.
Yeah, Jess, honey, we're not seeing a lot of your comments, so I don't know. I mean, the comments are coming through. I'm just not seeing a lot by your name. Oh, hi. Oh, it was on my business profile, Custom Sweet Treats. Yes, I was seeing Custom Sweet Treats a lot. Okay, no problem. Glad you see something. Good morning, Lee. Good morning. Good morning. I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. I appreciate you. Thank you for this, Sarah, for the share. And I just dropped a card. Who was I thinking about when I just dropped a card? All right, Miss Sarah. This one is for you because I had just said your name when I dropped that card. So this one is for you. I want to thank you for all your support. I want to thank you for liking, sharing my live. I so appreciate you. All right. So this one is for Sarah Miller. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Sarah, the first card is the Three of Swords. Now, this three, again, aren't you related to the person I just read? Isn't Jen like your sister or something? Am I losing my mind? I could be losing my mind, but I felt like, yes. Okay, thank you, Jen. Because hers started with the 3. Twins! Okay, so that makes sense because I was like, her reading started with the 3 of Pentacles. Yours is starting with the 3 of Swords. That 3 and 3 is about the power of 3 coming together. And I said that Jen's life was like she's completely changing who she's becoming. And so as she changes, you are one of those people who is partnering alongside with her. You are one of those people that's coming alongside her and is part of her foundation. Next for you, I have the 8 of Swords. The 8 is about recognizing your limitations when it comes to your subconscious and your belief system. And for you, honey, this feels like a self-limiting belief, and we all have them. There's something you've been wanting to do, and I'm hearing, oh, I can't do that, and there's a little bit of fear associated with it. So then it's like, okay, how does she step out of that fear? By kicking in your moon energy. Your moon energy is all about that subconscious, which makes sense because the Swords is about your subconscious, the restriction of your subconscious and your thought system and a self-limiting belief. You step into your intuition. You step into that divine power that is yours, that divine feminine that is yours. You step into that. And then you will get more balance within your relationships. Again, the 8 of Swords is about recognizing the self-limiting beliefs. There's something that is self-limiting about your belief system when it comes to a relationship in your life. It's like, I can't do it. Step into your intuition. Step into that divine feminine power. And you are going to have more balance within your relationships. I just did a teaching this weekend. Dee was just talking about it within my Divine Collective. Struggling in marriage right now. I wasn't going to say that. There are some things, honey, or for everyone watching that I just won't say on a live. If you were with me one-on-one, then I'd be much more likely to just call y'all out on it. But I'm not going to say something like that in a live. And so I was. So the teaching this weekend I did in the Divine Collective, I'm not going through the whole teaching because it was like an hour. But the gist of it is when we self-abandon, right? Okay. So I know everyone is like, here, self-abandon. I don't abandon myself. What is she talking about? I'm going to give you a little example of how I was doing it to myself. And I want y'all to lean into this energy and understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so Friday nights are historically for my family, for my husband, and for me to rejuvenate my energy, right? I expend a lot of energy out the week. I'm constantly mentoring people. Like I've already been in 2 appointments this morning, and I roll from this one into another one. I expend a lot of energy. So Friday nights are for me to rejuvenate. I was having people ask me to go and do things on Friday nights. So I didn't want to hurt their feelings, and I was saying yes. Now, at some point, if I had canceled and just ghosted them or just sent a quick text and kept canceling over and over, that's a way of self-abandoning. But how I was doing it is I was going because I'm someone that if I say I'm going to be there, I'm going to be there. So I was going, but I was self-abandoning myself because I wasn't holding true to what was good for me. What was good for me is to be honest and say, you know what, thank you so much for the invitation, but Friday nights are just my rejuvenation night. I, veg in front of the TV, just rejuvenate. Can we pick a different day to go? So that's how I could have been accountable to myself. So I want everyone to be careful of those self-abandoning techniques, patterns that we get into. I do have a couple of videos I put out on it. I'm about to upload a bigger one to YouTube about it. But if you want support along that system, if you want support along that journey, join the Divine Collective. There's much more support. We have already started talking about it within the chat. We've already started talking about ways to how you can learn to show up for yourself and start trusting yourself. All right, I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. This one is going to be for Custom Sweet Treats. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Custom Sweet Treats. So I'm saying her name, and I am shuffling. It just said to stop. Let's see what we have going on here. Oh, very good. All right, Custom. Yes, take time for yourself. That is for sure. Okay. The first card I got for you, Custom Sweet Treats, was the Sun card. The Sun card is such a positive card. It is a beautiful way of starting a reading because it says you're in a really good spot. This is a holding pattern for you. Not everyone, again, you read cards intuitively and they mean different things. For you, this means that you're kind of in a holding pattern. You've come through a really rough patch and you're feeling good about where you are right now. I'm not saying that you're not a little bit battered, and not physically, but sometimes we can be energetically or emotionally battered and we feel it. So that's where you are, but you're in a really good place. And what you just went through, you handled with grace and kindness and compassion, and it's a beautiful thing. The next card we get is the Eight of Wands. It's about, you recognize through that the restriction, the responsibility when it comes to where you are in life and your actions. So you are, and not responsibility and restrictions in a bad way, it's a good way. You've realized, you know what? I have to take care of myself. I cannot be responsible for that. So you've learned that responsibility. After learning that, you really put up some boundaries and you're returning to a state of balance. You're returning to a state of balance when it comes to your ambition and your motivation and where you're headed. And you're also starting to surround yourself with some people who are really part of your tribe. I'm seeing that there's someone you know for sure that's part of your tribe, and there's a second person who you're just starting to get to know, and they are going to be part of your tribe. Good job. You are doing a really good job. I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. So I hope that resonated for you. Sweet Treats, you're doing a good job. I know that you're feeling a little tired and you're not sure that you're on the right path. That reading was very much confirming you are on the right path and you are right where you should be. I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. You're welcome. All right. It's me, Laura. Thank you for sharing my live. It's me, Laura. So that's who this reading is going to be for. It's me, Laura. I appreciate her sharing my live. All right. Okay. Are y'all ready for some story time? I want to appreciate Laura being so honest. She said, a TikTok psychic told me to get my papers in order and it scared me, but that's all she said. Okay, so if I was not on a live, I would be saying so many cuss words right now. It's gotten to where anyone gets a freaking deck of cards and has no ethics and gets on here and starts reading. No! We have to have ethics. We have to get our ego out of the way. And we have to know that we're reading from a love vibration, giving evidence, and you're delivering a message in a way that is accurate. For one thing, there is no way that anyone in their freaking right mind should have said to anyone, get your paperwork in order on a TikTok live. That should never be said. I can't even imagine in a personal reading what would cause me to say that. So, Miss Laura, I want you to get that out of your head. Whoever told you that should be banned. That can cause so much damage. Please be careful. Please use discernment. Please pay attention to who you're going to. I'll scroll through here and I will see people charging for readings on lives, which is fine. But I instantly tap into them. I was like, they don't even know what they're talking about. Please be careful. Please use your discernment. All right, Miss Laura, let's see what we got here. Thank you for liking and sharing my live. Yes, use your gut. Thank you, Miss Laura, for liking and sharing my live. You know what? This reading is not bad at all. It is showing that there is some turbulence in your life, but it is not bad at all. The first one is the Seven of Cups. The 7 is really about challenges and responsibilities when it comes to relationships. Now, that's what I was feeling, kind of some chaotic energy. You're feeling some responsibility. Aw, thank you, Michaela. You're feeling some responsibilities when it comes to your relationships. Now, how do you need to get around that? You need to lay a strong foundation. Now, this is, I was like, how could this person possibly have said, get your paperwork in order? And that's all she said. Maybe part of laying your strong foundation is making sure you have your finances in order, right? Because Pentacles can have to do with jobs and finances. So yes, do make sure you have those in order. Once you start getting you're starting to recognize the restrictions within your relationship, you're really giving way too much when it comes to relationships and where you are. And you need to lay a strong foundation. So typically who I do readings for is people who are liking and sharing my live. I don't charge for them, but there's so many people who are great supporters. It's just kind of my give back. So once you get your paperwork, your finances in order, you get, you make sure that you are putting restrictions on things. I see you siphoning out money. I see money just going out of your house, and you're not even accounting for it. Once you get your budget in order, you start paying attention to where your money is being spent, you're going to understand the responsibility and the limitations you have within some of your relationships. Some of your relationships, you're just expending energy and you're getting no return. Some relationships are like that. I mean, we go through times in our marriages or in our friends where we do give a lot of energy and we're not getting anything back in return because they're going through something, but it can't be like that all the time. Once you start realizing where you are losing all this extra energy that people are just taking from you, then you're going to really be able to see how their behavior was making your life feel unpredictable. Whenever we have someone that every once in a while will pop up into our life and take money or take energy from us, it makes our life feel a little bit unpredictable. All right, we are going to head right into Spirit Led this morning. Let's get some Spirit Led going on. Let's do this. Okay. The first person I have stepping up here is a male. He has an A name. I want to say Alan. Alan is showing me he liked to wear caps. You know, I know some people, I'm sorry, honey. I know some people are wanting cards. I'm sorry. I'll be live again later in the week. But also, there is a offering on my website that is a 15-minute, it's Ask What Would Christy Do? And I'm going to change that to, you can ask me a question or get a card reading, because people have just loved cards so much lately. I used to never do them because I didn't understand people's love for them, but you know. So on my website, there is a What Would Christy Do 15-minute appointment, and I'm going to change that. You can either ask it psychically or you can get a card reading. So if someone wants a card reading that bad, it's a very cheap appointment, inexpensive, I should say, because it's only 15 minutes. So if you're interested in that. So we have a male. His name is, I'm hearing an Alan name around him. He's showing me liking to wear caps. And you would know him to do his cap up and down, take it off, push his hair back, and put his cap back down. Have you ever seen people do that? He's showing me that he was always in jeans. I don't even know if this man owned anything else. Even when it was hot and he was showing me taking his shirt off, he's still wearing jeans. He is showing me that all he ever owned was trucks. Never anything fancy. Always, he's calling it a beater. I don't know that I would call this truck a beater. I mean, it drove. It didn't break down on you, so I think he's given this poor truck a bad name. Anyway, he drove older trucks, and he is saying he always had the window rolled down. He's not showing me that it had air conditioner, or he never used the air conditioner in the truck because he always had it rolled down. He was always out and about. This man was hardly ever home. He was making an excuse to always go somewhere. And not that he had any bad at home, he just liked to go and do. Does this gentleman sound familiar to anyone? If he does, please put a yes in the comments. I'm going to recap it one more time. We have a male energy. I'm hearing an Alan name around him. He liked to wear caps all the time. He's showing me like taking his cap off, pushing his hair back, and putting his cap back on. He also wore jeans. Like, I don't think this man wore anything else. He is showing me even when it was hot and he would take his shirt off, he would still be having jeans on. He's showing me he never even owned, I wouldn't say he never owned a car, but he liked to, I don't know about Alan, but my stepdad's last name is Ackerman. He wore jeans and drove only trucks. All right, Miss Sarah Lingo. I was filling into it for a second before I was asking to go live. All right, Miss Sarah, I'm going to ask you to go live. Are you there, Sarah?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can. Where are you located?
I'm in Montana.
All right, very good. Now, and you would also known your stepdad to always wear jeans. That's all he wore.
Yeah, he did construction, so he was like the hat and jeans thing is.
Yeah, and I don't know. I was about to tease him. I was like, I don't even think he owned shorts. And he laughed at me and said, I went swimming sometimes. So meaning he did have some stuff. Also, he is showing me being an avid outdoorsman. He is showing me fishing. Would you remember him fishing?
Fishing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, very good. So for everyone watching, what happens is I give evidence up front, but then once the person comes on live, I give more evidence to further ensure we have who we thought we did. Now, Miss Sarah, are you not in Montana anymore?
I am in Montana. I feel like maybe mentally I'd like to be somewhere else, but I'm here for now.
I was about to say, I feel you just moved or you're about to move.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been really thinking about
Within the next year, I see you moving.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. Yeah, I would love that. This is my hometown and it's started to, I feel like I've outgrown it.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say your dad is well, I know it's your stepdad, but I'm gonna call him your dad. He is showing me a bird in flight, like it's time for you to spread your wings and get out of there. Yeah. Not that you don't have a great small town. It's just you need to see the world a little bit.
Oh, that's so specific. Yeah, I love that. My mom always she always says like you're an eagle stuck in a cage when I'm here.
Oh, okay, very good. So for everyone watching, he further proved who he was by showing he could have given me that analogy anywhere, but I specifically said he's showing me you spreading your wings and flying. And her mom has said that it's like she's stuck in a cage there. You know, Sarah, did you have a state in mind where you're planning on going?
So I was thinking about, I'm pretty nomadic, to be honest, and I was thinking about kind of starting in California because I used to live there.
Yeah. I was going to say, you seem like not a California girl, but I do see you in California. I don't think you're going to like it very much, but I do think you have to start there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what I've been thinking. And at least to start there, and then I think by March I want to end up in Costa Rica or maybe Central America type of travel before I go back to school.
And when do you go back to school?
I haven't decided yet. I don't know if I'm going to do online school or actually go somewhere, but I haven't. Okay. I'm not sure where that is yet.
What I'm seeing is I see you take a year off. I'm seeing you taking a year off. I see you hitting 2 cities in California. One is a little bit north of the Central Coast and one is further south around the San Diego area.
Yep. That would be, I used to live in Redding, California and LA. So that would be both actually. That's perfect.
Very good.
I'm glad you said that.
So good. I'm glad that you confirmed that. And I'm seeing you then popping out of the United States. But about the time you pop out of the United States is when you start going to school online. I only see you taking 1 year off from school and you need to get back in it. Yeah. Your dad is being very specific about that. Now, can you change the energy and do free will and take a couple of years off? You can. But the problem I'm seeing is that the more time you take off, the harder it's going to be for you to get back into it.
Yeah. Hmm.
And your dad is very adamant about you getting your education.
Okay. Yeah.
He's saying there are things that you want to accomplish in the world. And I know that, I always have to check myself. For everyone watching, this is where I can get my ego, because I was a college instructor for many years. And so I'm always going to look at education, but I didn't get my education until I was much older. I mean, I didn't finish my master's till I was in my mid 40s or early 40s somewhere. Anyway, I was around 40. And there's such freedom when it comes to that. And your dad is saying to do it.
Yeah. He's actually said that. I feel like he's been adamant about that for a little while. So
Yeah. He is very adamant about it. He's also telling me, gosh, I just lost it. He has a dog over there, and it sounded like there was an S name associated with this dog, like Squirt or Spot, or I wanted to say Squirrel, but I know who would name their dog Squirrel. Do you know what dog he has over there with him?
So it would either be Kodiak or Cody. We raised Huskies, so we have two dogs in spirit over there, Bear and Cody.
Which one of them was obsessed with squirrels?
Oh, probably Cody. He's the older one.
Okay, very good. I was going to say, because I
more
kept
of the
hearing this
chaser,
name.
runaway type.
Oh, okay. I kept hearing this name Squirrel, but I knew you wouldn't name someone who, I was like, oh, no, that's not the name. The dog loves squirrels. Like, I'm hearing Squirrel.
Yeah.
So your dad is acknowledging he has that doggy with him.
Good.
One last thing, your dad he's what I call a haunting spirit. I don't know how much you've watched me go live, but I'll say it every once in a while. And it's just a spirit that pulls out all the stops to let you know he's around. He is letting me know that he heard the running toilet. I don't know who had the running toilet, but he's acknowledging that he heard that. He's acknowledging he's been making the lights flicker.
Wow. Yeah, I've been seeing that a lot.
Yeah, the lights flickering.
Yeah.
Who had the running toilet?
I think that was my mom's toilet, actually.
Yeah, I felt like it, but I wasn't. Yeah. So those are just some of the ways that he lets his presence. Not that he made the toilet run, but him telling me that someone had a running toilet, and I wouldn't know that is a sign that he is around. I don't let my spirit step up and say, "Tell them I'm around." It's too general. Thank you, Miss Sarah.
Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
You too.
There you go. All right. I want to thank this spirit for kicking us off today. I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. I appreciate you. Thank you, Stella, for sharing my live. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, Jen. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate you. Hello. All right. The next person stepping up is, I heard Mama. I was like, okay, we have a mom energy. She says, no, Mama. And so that was the hold up, because I was like, why is a name on here popping out to me like connection? I don't know, honey.
I don't see it.
Well, Sissy is saying there's a name on here that's popping out to her. So maybe like someone who's commenting, she's feeling really drawn to. Okay. Thank you. Someone said it's their first time here. Welcome. Make sure you click that follow button and come join us. We have a good time here. Okay, I'm hearing Mama. This lady is letting me know that she was very weight conscious, let's just say. It's funny because she showed me being weight conscious, but always being in the kitchen also. She is showing me in like around Christmas time, she was good. She's showing me divinity, actually, specifically. I'm about to cut this piece of hair off. Not really. I'm just going to put some hairspray on it, but y'all see this piece of hair is bothering me. I'm sure y'all wanted to know that. So as soon as I'm done with this live before our next appointment, it's going to get schlocked with some hairspray. I'm being drawn to name. Do not know this person. Weird. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Oh, your mom loved Christmas. Okay, so I'm hearing this name, Mama. I'm hearing that she was always very conscious of her weight and how she looked. It was important to her to how she presented to the world, how her whole family presented. Also, she is showing me, though she was very weight conscious, she is in the kitchen. a lot, and she loved Christmas. She loved all the baking that went with Christmas. She loved the magic in the air of Christmas. She's letting me know that towards the end of her life, she is using this word. This is not a word I use. She's given me the word feeble. Towards the end of her life, she was feeble. She's also letting me know that she was so weak that I look good. Always like baking and cooking. Okay, Miss Kristen, was it important to her how to present? And towards the end of her life, Kristen, was she feeble? Did she get really weak? And I don't know why someone used this word feeble around her.
Maddie.
Well, Kristen's trying to claim her, and then Maddie is also.
Right.
Okay, so this is where I go back. Oh, she was on oxygen. Okay, very good. I felt like we were with Kristen here. All right, Miss Kristen, I'm about to ask you to go live. Hi, Kristen. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm sorry, just a sec. I have to make sure that I forgot to check what time I need to be off live, and something just hit me and it said, check your schedule. I was like, okay, Lord, am I supposed to be on a call right now? No, I have a little while. Okay. So now your mom was on oxygen, and she's showing me that she even had a hard time sitting up on her own and like feeding herself. Does that resonate?
Yeah, towards the end, she was in the hospital, so
Yeah.
she really wasn't eating.
She is talking about, so for everyone watching, what happened is I gave evidence. Kristen took it all, but then I wanted to give one more thing. So it's just called evidence. It's how I do to make sure when someone is live with me or right here that they're still taking this person. Also, she's referencing someone has some of her jewelry. She's acknowledging that it's not worth a lot of money, but someone has some of her jewelry.
Yeah, she had a lot of the jewelry that you buy on like HSN, like all this costume jewelry, and like I literally have it all.
Okay, very good. So she was even given further evidence. She's talking about, I was trying to not look at your picture because I kept saying, that's your daughter with you in your picture?
Yes.
Okay, because she kept talking about your daughter, and I wanted to make sure I wasn't in my head, but she's not. Now, has your daughter been struggling with, I don't know if I would call it depression, but just fitting in?
Not the one you see in the picture, but yes, my middle child. Definitely.
Okay, very good. Very good. She's talking about your mama's heart. And she is acknowledging how hard that is on your mama's heart, that people can't see your daughter she's phenomenal. I mean, she has a bright light. She marches to the beat of her own drum. And how is she in high school, middle school?
Yes, she's 15. And if you've seen her, she's smart, she's beautiful, and she's athletic, and she's got the world in her hand, and it's just jealousy. It's all it is.
I was hearing that.
Yep.
And so she is further confirming that she is around you by showing me this going on. She is talking about, now I was hesitant to mention this because I know that some people don't agree with it, but I'm hearing don't be afraid to homeschool.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all talked about that. And she's not showing me y'all homeschooling towards the end of her, I'm seeing for 2 years. She's not showing me you homeschooling the entire time. She's in high school. I'm seeing you homeschooling for 2 years. So if it gets bad, don't be afraid to do that. Your daughter, there's lots of curriculums, and your daughter is self-motivated. So she could very much kind of do it on her own type thing. She's also acknowledging that your mom she's the one who's been sending you the cardinals. Have you noticed the cardinals?
Oh my God. Yeah. So it's just funny you say that, but like literally on Easter morning, we looked out the window and there was a big cardinal, and I just knew it was her. And then that was the first time I seen it. And then now it's like, I'm always seeing it because before, I guess I blocked it, and I just obviously got kids. So I'm not open to things. I'm rushing, doing things. So that was the first time. And now I'm always seeing them.
Very good. So your mom's using that for 2 messages. For one thing, to confirm, yes, that is her sending you the cardinals. And also, She always had made me wanting to kind of sit back and take a few minutes for myself. I know it's difficult. I just started a challenge in my group called the Divine Collective about just taking 30 seconds to a minute in the next 30 days to do something you wouldn't normally do. And I would encourage you to do that. Just sit in quiet, sit in meditation every day, 30 seconds, a minute, because that's when you're going to get the message from spirit. And your mom is showing me like knocking on your head, trying to get in, but you're just so crazy busy, which I know moms are.
Mm-hmm. You're
just not acknowledging it. She's also referencing there is a gentleman over there with her. And honestly, I'm not tapping into him real hard. I can't tell. It feels like a grandfather energy. I was going to say, oh, is this your dad? But it actually feels like a grandfather energy. And your mom is acknowledging that she is with him. It's someone who she was very close to.
Yeah, it's probably my dad's father because she wasn't close with her dad. So it would be her father-in-law. She was very close with him.
Very good. That would make sense because I was about to say, oh, is your dad in spirit? And your mom stopped me. I was like, oh, but I feel this dad energy, but I also feel a grandfather. So that would make sense. It was your dad's dad.
Yes.
Her
Yep.
father-in-law. Very good. Thank you. Thank you for your time this morning, Kristen.
Thank you so much.
All right. So now whenever we're on a live, I will bring up one spirit, but now if she had been here in front of me for a one-on-one, I would have continued. I would have read this next person. So I don't want y'all to think if y'all go to a medium, me or someone else, they can't bring up other spirits. You're welcome very much, Kristen. I just I try to just do one spirit per person on lives. Now, if you're here and come for a one-on-one, we'll continue going through the spirits until we're out of time. But yes, we give evidence, we give messages from all the people that show up. I don't cut them off like that. I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. I so appreciate you today. All right. So I am, okay. Jaylene, I want to thank you for sharing my live, and also I'm about to ask you to go live. We have Jaylene here. Huh. Let's see if she can. Oh, there she comes. Hi, Jaylene. How are you?
Hi, good morning. I'm doing good.
Where are you located?
South Texas.
Okay, very good. Okay, do you know much about spirituality and guides and all of that?
Not much.
Okay. The reason I was asking is I don't know if you've been watching my live long. We've done cards. I was doing spirit led, and all of a sudden I had a guide step up. I was like, oh, who do you belong to? And then your name, I was like, oh my goodness, it just passed because my screen was popping with all these comments and your name popped out. So do you know what a guide is?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Is it okay if I deliver a message from this guide?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, very good. First, I will tell you what this guide looks like. This guide is a female, and they come from, they feel very Aztec-y, like Aztec descent.
Mm-hmm.
They're showing me that they were a very powerful medicine woman in the Aztec. And she's showing me an M-E-Z name, but it's not Mesopotamia. I'm not quite sure what she's showing me, but M-E-Z something. Anyway, so we have this guide who has Aztec descent. And she is telling me that it's time for you to start stepping into your power. And she's showing me constantly dropping synchronicities around you, and you're just kind of batting them away. You find whenever you see someone doing readings or readings cards, you find it very fascinating.
Yeah, since I was small. When I was small, I want to say middle school. I'm 26 now. I was always into the mediumship. There was a show called Long Island Medium.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
Oh my God, I want to do that when I'm older. Like, wow. But I learned that it was a gift. Not everyone could do it. So I was like,
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's why you're here, Jaylene. That's why you're here. Everyone can do it.
Yeah.
Everyone can be a medium, because the second you said that, your guide just kind of like handed me the information. She's like, here you go. That is why you're here. Everyone can be a medium. So right now I have a class going on, and D, here, let me show you Sweet D. I'm going to put you on camera. Do you see Sweet D?
Hi, gang.
So Dee came to me, and this is a perfect example. It was, I don't know, we were intro to mediumship. She was in, I don't know, it was the second or third class. She was one of the first people there that night. I popped her on screen. She's like, I did it. I read someone. And in my head, I'm thinking, well, of course you read someone. You're in intro to mediumship. That's what you're here for. It never occurred to me that someone would enter my mediumship classes and think they couldn't read. All you have to do is learn the language of spirit, honey, and you can do that. The fact that you're fascinated with it and you're feeling drawn to it means that you would dedicate yourself enough to it to learn it. That is exactly why your guide is stepping up. The next time you feel drawn to learn something, read a book about it, take a class, please do so. Everyone can do this. Mediums are not anyone who are any other gifted than anybody else. We have just practiced a lot. Hopefully people have practiced a lot. Your guide is also telling me to, okay, in the next 7 days, she is going to drop a synchronicity in front of you to let you know that this reading is true. And that synchronicity is going to come in the form of, you're going to see you're going to be pulled to something spirituality wise, whether it's cards or a book, and you're going to be in a store. You're going to be somewhere. You're either going to be on Facebook or something like that, and you keep seeing the same ad, or you're going to be out and about in a store, but she's showing me a deck of cards. So yes, just know that when you see that synchronicity, that is from your guide.
Thank you so much.
Of course. And if you're interested, I started Intro to Mediumship last week. Tomorrow night is our second class. If you're interested, I'm still letting people join until after tomorrow night, because it was just the first class and it's recorded. Also, we have something called the Divine Collective, where it's cheaper. It's just a monthly subscription program, and we do learn spiritual things within that.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'll look into it.
Thank you. So the second she said, I realized it was a gift, I was like, yes, that's why she's here. Anyone can learn mediumship. Where is my little, here we go. Okay, so right now, I am reading from this level of energy, departed loved ones. When I was reading cards, I was down here on psychic energy. Just then, when I tapped her guide, I was right here at guides. The other day in the Divine Collective, I channeled a message from this level. It's all about just learning the language of spirit and tuning your energy to the level that you want to read from. I want to thank everyone who has joined me today. I have a meeting here in a few minutes, and I need to grab something to eat before I roll into that, because then I'm back to back. I want to thank everyone who has joined me. I so appreciate your support and liking and sharing my live. I will be live again Friday afternoon. I think at 3. I think 3. All right. I hope everyone has a great week until I see you on Friday.